Hello everyone, welcome back to Maker's Gonna Learn. My name is Lauren and I'm a craft producer here at Maker's Gonna Learn, and today I'm bringing you something that is new to the sublimation and crafting world, or at least it is to us, and that is DTF film and adhesive, which means direct to fabric. So what I'm going to be teaching you in today's video is we're going to be using our sublimation printer, printing off an image, adding the DTF adhesive, and sublimating on 100% cotton. Y'all, this is not a joke, it is possible, and today I'm going to show you how. Now I'm going to go overhead and show you all the materials that you're going to need for us to get crafty today. Now we're going to go over the materials that you're going to need for this project. Obviously, because we are sublimating on 100% cotton, you are going to need a 100% cotton t-shirt. The key to sublimating on 100% cotton is this DTF transfer film and adhesive. Now what DTF is it's direct to fabric, so it's very similar to direct to fabric printing. This is what the adhesive looks like. It is a powdery substance, so you are going to need a bin or something to put that in. You're also going to need a piece of copy paper, and that's to help this film pull through your sublimation printer. You're going to need a measuring tape to measure the area you're working with on your shirt. You are going to need some masking tape, as well as your sublimation printer and a heat press. These are obviously key to this project. Now we're going to head over to Maker's Gonna Learn, and I'm going to show you what file we're going to be using, and then we're going to actually working out of Canva today, and I'm going to show you how you can upload your Maker's Gonna Learn files into Canva to print on your printer. Now that we're here at Maker's Gonna Learn, the files that you can use are any print and cut image. We have a print and cut section right here that you can go to and pick out, but I know exactly which one I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using one that's called landscape. So I'm just going to search for that. As you can see, there are lots of beautiful landscapes that we could be working with. We're going to be working with landscape 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to download that onto your computer. You're going to come over here. It's going to open up as a PNG. Now I'm going to keep this right here, and I'm going to go back to Canva. I want to be working with an 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to create new design. Once that pulls up, because I want to upload that image into here, I'm going to go to uploads. Now you can see I've already uploaded it, but what you can do is you can open this up. You can drag and drop this over here, and it is going to automatically upload for you. So I'm going to click this image. I like to scale this down on the sides. It's not necessary. I just think it works. It helps me work a little bit better. And then I'm going to size this as large as I want. Now I'm working with an adult size extra large t-shirt, so I want to get it as big as I can. Now the film we have is only 8.5 by 11, so with this design, this is as big as it can get. Now one thing I want to make sure to let you guys know is with this image, I can go ahead and print it as is. However, if you are working with text, you need to make sure that you mirror your image. So I'm going to click on my image, and then if you're working with text, once again, you're going to hit flip. And this is where you can either flip it horizontally or flip it vertically. So we are going to flip ours horizontally. You can flip yours horizontally. Now, if you're wanting your text to run up and down on your piece of paper, then you will need to flip vertically. So just keep that in mind. You want to mirror your image if you are working with text. So I'm just going to position this. Once you have it positioned, you are going to share it. You are going to click download. It is going to download as a PNG. I'm going to click transparent background, hit download. As you can see, it's downloading here in the corner. Then I'm going to pull it up here, and then I'm going to, from this screen, I'm going to print this. So I'm going to be printing it from our workforce computer, our workforce printer, which is this one. Now, here's where you need to change. I think that it works best through all of the testing that I have done if you choose photo on glossy paper. Then from there, you are going to change your media and quality, make sure it is on best, and then your media type is photo glossy paper. Once you have done that, you are ready to print. Now before you print, for me, I have tried sending this DTF film through our printer just by itself, and through all of the testing, it has not worked for us. The best results that I have gotten is when you take this and you actually tape it on to a plain piece of paper. So we're gonna go overhead and I'm gonna show you guys how you're going to do that. So as you can see, our packaging tells us that print side is on this matte side. So you're gonna want to make sure that you tape this with the matte side facing up. I know it's gonna be hard for you guys to see, but I'm gonna line this up as close to the top as I can, leaving a little room for the tape to stick to the copy paper. I'm going to take my masking tape, pull it off, and then all I'm going to do, while that is still laying on a flat surface, I'm going to try my best to grab as small of an edge on that transfer film as possible, push it down, and then we're gonna pick both of them up, turn it over, and then fold this and get it perfectly flush with our copy paper. From there, you need to know how your printer works. Ours specifically works with the side that you want to print on facing down. So we have to load our paper with the copy paper facing up. All printers work different. I'm not saying this is how yours works. You need to test on a plain piece of copy paper first, put an X on one side of your paper and see which side your copy paper will print on. So do that, test it first, and then you're gonna put your paper in either up or down depending on how your printer works. So now I'm gonna send this to the printer and we'll be right back once this is printed. Now that we have our transfer printed, we are going to add the DTF adhesive. So as you can see, we've been testing and working, so I've already got some in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place my film in here, trying your best not to touch your ink. And I'm just going to work this around, pick up the bottom and move this adhesive around on my image. As you can see, this adhesive is sticking to the ink, and that is exactly what we want. So I'm just going to pick it up and move it around. And make sure it gets really, really good and coated. From there, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shake. I like to hold it up to the light and make sure that there are no spots missing. And if I see a spot, like there's a spot up around the top of this mountain that I think could use a little bit more adhesive, you can place it back in. And we're just going to take some of this and sprinkle it on the top. And then I'm just going to pick it up and move it around that area again. And then dust it off one more time. Now that we have our DTF powder on here, what we are going to do is we are going to cook it. And I say that in quotations. We are going to, and you're going to be able to see the difference. We're going to place this under our heat press, not with the heat press touching it. We don't want the heat press to touch it. And what it's going to do is these little granules are going to really sink into that ink and really adhere to that ink, and it's going to change color. So you want to cook it so that you don't have this powder sugar looking substance on here. So we're going to place it under our heat press. We're going to lower our heat press. Now this may take 30 seconds to a minute and a half, but you can lift your heat press that you're working with. Ours, with it being a clamshell, the top plate is at an angle, so that back portion gets cooked a little faster than the front. So what I like to do is check it, and it's nowhere near close, so we're going to put it back down, and then I'll turn it around. Now I will tell you, we are working at 385 degrees. That's what we're going to be pressing our shirt at. So make sure your heat press or your heat source is working at 385 degrees. So now you can really see the color and the detail in this beautiful piece of art that we're going to be pressing onto this shirt. Cooking it really brings out those colors. Before, if you have a lighter image, do not fret if you feel like, oh, these colors aren't right, because once you get this powder on here and you get it cooked, those colors are really going to come through. So once we have cooked our image, what I like to do is I like to give a good press to my shirts to get all of the wrinkles out. So I'm just going to give this shirt a press for about 10 to 15 seconds. Can you all tell what my favorite color is? So once we have gotten the wrinkles out, I'm going to make sure my shirt is lined up where I want it. Once I have all the wrinkles out, I'm going to take my image and I'm just going to lay it down on my shirt where I want it. Then I'm going to cover it with butcher paper. And I'm going to press this for 30 to 35 seconds. Now, I have tried so many different times. I have tried different temperatures. I have tried warm peels. I have tried cold peels. What I have found works the absolute best is pre-press, make sure that your image is cooked great, and then pressing for 30 to 35 seconds with a cold peel. You do not want to peel this warm. The results that I have gotten are not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off. Now, I suggest you wear heat resistant gloves because it may be a little hot, but I'm just coming from there to here. I like rubbing this on a cold surface like this marble countertop. So I'm just going to kind of rub this around. That takes that heat out of this image or out of this area a lot faster. So I'm going to rub it around, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm also going to rub it around on this side. Once this is cool to the touch, we are going to come in here and start peeling up our image. This is always the nerve-wracking part for me because the first couple times that we did this, it was terrible. And it just did not peel like it was supposed to. So it always makes me super nervous to peel this off. But y'all, look at that result. How beautiful is that? And on a 100% cotton t-shirt. I hope this has helped answer some of your questions because this is a new product to the sublimation world. Direct-to-fabric printing has been around for forever, but as far as using your sublimation printer for direct-to-fabric printing, it is still very new. Now, one thing I need to make sure you know, there is a difference with direct-to-fabric printing and sublimation. You still can't print white with sublimation like you can with direct-to-fabric, so you are going to have to use lighter colors or white or cream or bleach your shirts out, but the results are still amazing on 100% cotton t-shirts. Now, if you have more questions about using the DTF film and the adhesive, we're actually going to be going live on Monday to see what all we can actually use this film and adhesive on with sublimation. So make sure you tune in on Monday, August the 15th to ask us all your questions. We will be here to answer them live, and I can't wait to see you guys there. Bye.